So Picks and Parlays picked a pack of parlay pickers. A pack of parlay pickers Picks and Parlays picked. But if Picks and Parlays picked a pack of parlay pickers, where are the picks from the parlay pickers that Picks and Parlays picked? Well, good news, they're right here. Hey guys, welcome to Picks and Parlays. We're right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. My name's Allie Burns, and I'm going to be your host today. You can find me on Twitter at +moneyhoney. You can find Picks and Parlays just about anywhere you're at on the web. We're streaming live Monday through Friday. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. You can find us on Facebook, the Twitter, YouTube, or of course, just visit the mothership. Go straight to picksandparlays.net. That's where you can find 35 of the world's finest handicappers armed with all the information you're going to need to make the best decisions you can when you're up at that sportsbook window. Today we have a jam-packed show, so good news, you're going to get to meet 3 of those 35. I'm going to start off with an NHL rapid fire with Alex Smarty Pants Smarts. We're going to move on to some college hoops with Joe the Duff Man Duffy. Don't get me wrong, guys, you are going to need to know about college hoops because it's that nail-biting, fight for your life kind of part of the season, and this information is important. We're going to wrap everything up with, who is it today? Sean Higgs is going to be filling in for Craig Trapp. He's going to tell us all about the NBA action. There's only 4 games on Thursday, February the 27th. That's what day we're giving you all the free picks on. So you're going to need to know what's up with the get down before you throw down. Just want to wish everybody a happy National Kahlua Day, right? So let's all channel our inner dude here. We'll make some white Russians, head out to the book, and get some good picks going on. Let me tell you about our promo code before I let you go. We're doing the promo code BOX. It'll save you 15% at checkout. So fill up your cart, anything you want, all the picks and expert analysis that you can handle, and save yourself 15% upon checkout. All right, we're going to get right down to it. Grab a pen, grab a paper, and I'll be right back with Alex Smart and the NHL Rapid Fire. Hey guys, and welcome back to Picks and Parlays. I'm Allie Burns, and it is time for one of my favorite segments. It's the NHL Rapid Fire. Alex, are you on the line, my friend?
I'm here. How are you, Allie?
I'm rocking and rolling. I'm excited. We've got a lot of games today, so we're going to have to like bang, bang, bang them right out. Are you ready?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to start off with the New York Rangers and the Canadiens. The Rangers are 34-28. They're dealing with a few day-to-day players, but they have won 4 in a row. Last one was at the Islanders, 4-3. They've got a road record of 15-15, so they're a little, iffy there. The Canadiens are 29-36. They're coming off a home loss to Vancouver, 4-3. They've only won 2 of their last 5. Their home record's 13-21. They're actually a better road team. I'm showing New York at +113, Montreal at -125, and a total of 6.5. What can you tell me about this one?
Well, I can just tell you the New York Rangers are one of the hottest teams in the NHL right now, going under the radar. What is it? They've won 13 of the last 15 games. And I mean, these guys are rocking and rolling. You got to pull the trigger on the New York Rangers here against the Canadiens, a team that does not play all that.
I love that. The plus money honey loves a little plus money. Come on. Okay, so let's go Chicago Blackhawks and Tampa Bay Lightning. The Blackhawks are 27-36. They're on their 3rd road game in a row. They lost the first 2 of those to Dallas and then St. Louis. They are dead last in the Central Division. Just not a great season right now, and they're going in to play Tampa Bay Lightning. They were hot last year. They're hot this year. They usually don't disappoint, but they've got a lot of injuries, and they've lost 3 in a row. Now, I didn't catch a line on that. Did you have one?
I didn't have a very good line on it at all. I would make it myself at -170.
Okay.
So we'll see where it goes. Yeah.
Sounds about right. You're the expert, so I'll go with that. Okay, so let's do the Dallas Stars and the Boston Bruins. Dallas 37 and 26. Now these are two fairly evenly matched teams. Dallas is number 2 in the Central. They're 18 and 14 on the road. They've won their last 2. They just beat Carolina on their home ice 4-1. Boston's 39 and 25. They've lost their last 2. The last one was at home in Calgary versus Calgary, 5-2. They're number 1 in the Atlantic, 21-3-9 at home. I'm showing Dallas plus 153 and Boston at minus 170. Where do we go with this one?
I like the under here all the way. Dallas runs a one-way type of transition type of hockey, very conservative. While the Boston Bruins are getting ready for a playoff run now, we've got just a little over a month before the playoffs start. You're going to see some defense from the Bruins. Dallas only plays one way, under.
Dallas only plays one way. Take the under. Okay. So next one, we're going to do the Minnesota Wild at the Detroit Red Wings. The Wild are 30 and 32. I feel like this is an incredibly lopsided matchup. But sometimes that's like where you can find your value also. I just don't know if this is the one. I'll let you tell me. The Wild have won 3 of their last 5. They beat the Blue Jackets 5-4. Detroit Red Wings are 15 and 50. That's like really pathetic. It sounds like what have you been doing all season? They're averaging less than 2 goals in a game, but they are really banged up. A lot of guys doing that day-to-day thing. They've lost their last 3 in a row. 3 in a row, but 2 of those were at home. Last one was to New Jersey 4-1. I'm showing Minnesota as a huge favorite, minus 200. Detroit plus 170. I love a good home dog. Is this the right opportunity for it?
Just from a mathematical standpoint, like we like to say, sprinkle a little bit of money line. Right. So just from a mathematical standpoint, I think this line's just a little bit overblown, obviously because of recency bias. But you always have to look at an under when you play Detroit. So look at this under closely. This team can't score. They've scored more than 1 goal, 1, 2, 3 times in the last 8 games.
Oh my God!
They just can't score. Yeah.
Oh my God!
So you got to look at the under. You got to weigh your angles. I'm not going to say too much about this game. I may have a play on it. So.
All right. Well, fair enough. Why don't they score? Could you tell me that? What's going on? Why not?
You could go all the way back to the coaching. It's a very young team. They just don't have any cohesiveness as a team yet, and we'll see where it goes forward. Sometimes a team changes very quickly when you add in a few key players that sort of ignite a lineup.
Right. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so another New York team, we're going to do the other one, the Islanders against the St. Louis Blues. Islanders are 35 and 27. They're dealing with some bumps and bruises as well. They lost at home versus the other New York team, 3-4. They're 15 and 15 on the road, 4-5-1 in their last 10. Now they're going to face the Blues. St. Louis is pretty dang good from what I hear, 37 and 27. They seem to be playing their A game right now. They've won 5 in a row. The last one was against the Blackhawks, 6-5. They're top of the Central Division, and their record at home speaks for itself, 21-6-5. Showing the Rangers at plus 145 and St. Louis minus 165. Where do we take this one?
Well, the Stanley Cup champs have defending Stanley Cup champs have won 5 in a row. The St. Louis Blues, I mean, they're on an uptrend. Islanders, not so much on an uptrend, but they've been inconsistent since the second half of the season sort of clicked in. Looking at St. Louis, though, they're exhausted. This will be their 5th or 6th game in 9 nights. So they're exhausted, and the Islanders are a team that can take them. Talk about it being ignited. Pajot just came over from Ottawa. That's a player that can ignite that team and that lineup. So we're going to go with the Islanders plus money.
Love that. I'm going to make a little star there. Okay, so let's go to New Jersey and the San Jose Sharks. This is kind of like one of those who's the best of the worst for me. The New Jersey Devils are 35 and 37. They've got a bad season record, but they have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5, coming off a win at Detroit 4-1. San Jose Sharks 26 and 37. They've lost 5 in a row. The last 4 of those were on the road. At Philly was the last one, 4-2. They're 14 and 6 at home. I really can't stand teams that have a bad home record. I feel like that's the place you got to win. Maybe that's just the college basketball girl in me, or maybe it's just like how sports should work. So neither of these teams score a lot, but they do both give up a lot. I was kind of looking at maybe a total here, but I see the Devils at plus 132 and San Jose minus 140 all the way to minus 155. Where's your play here?
You know, you just said it, Allie, the over. You got to remember, these teams are playing lose. What are they playing
I
for?
wrote that on my paper.
They're not playing. They're not playing for anything. You know, players trying to pad their numbers. You know, they say they're not, but they are. The Stars will come out to play, and you're going to see some goals.
All right, so play the over on the San Jose Sharks game. All right, we do have a few minutes left. I was watching this morning and saw that the Vegas Golden Knights have acquired someone new. Didn't really seem like he was expecting to get traded, but here he is. What do you think about our new hire?
The new hire. Okay, well, I'll tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, Allie. When I look at trades, they've got to be something specific. They've got to fill a void. And what Las Vegas, and I've only circled 3 teams, so I'm sort of like skirting this because I've only circled 3 teams that I think there's going to be a difference in, and that Las Vegas is not one of them. The New York Islanders, definitely, you have to look at them going towards. If you can get a futures bet on the Islanders, I think you get some great value there. But
all right,
yeah,
love a good future. Yeah. See, I thought he would be. All I ever hear is that how Fleury needs support and our goalie needs a backup. And I heard this guy was really good, so I was kind of excited. I was looking forward to asking you about it because I don't follow hockey religiously or anything. So I was looking to ask an expert.
Goalies are goalies are like footballs. I'm liking football a running back. If I could spit things out tonight. Running back are a dime a dozen. One running back goes down, you can fill another one. The void is very easy to fill, like we've seen in Pittsburgh over the last 5 or 6 years. Hockey, same way. Goaltenders are easy to fill unless they fit a specific niche within the league, like a specific top number goalie. I won't even pay attention.
Right.
So
all right. Well,
I didn't
there
even
you
pay
have it.
attention to the trade. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your inside expert information. It's good to see you as always. I'll catch you next time. And you guys sit tight. Oh, no problem. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back with some NCAA hoops. Hey guys, and welcome back to Picks and Parlays. My name's Allie Burns. I'm filling in for Nick Geber today. Don't worry, he's okay. Just tied him up in the basement so I could take over the show for a little while. All right, so we've got another one of our expert handicappers, Joe the Duff Man. Duffy, are you there, my friend?
Do think so, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Today's National Kalula Day, and Nick wasn't able to make the show. I'm not saying there's a coincidence there, but
he's in the back room with a bathrobe and a white Russian.
He definitely is, and I'm celebrating. It's also National Chili Day. You were remiss in not mentioning that, so we got to throw that in.
I saw that. I do love a good chili. Are you in Texas? We say anyone that knows beans without chili knows chili ain't got no beans. So are you a beans in your chili guy or no beans in your chili?
I like both Texas chili. We do have a place around here that makes an outstanding Texas chili, but also a Cincinnati style chili. So I like them all. If you're asking me to choose, I will go with your home state. I do like my Texas chili a little bit better, but my son goes to Ohio State, so we often get the Skyline chili from Cincinnati on the way.
That's the cinnamon one, right? With like the cinnamon in it,
there
right?
is some cinnamon. That is correct, yes.
All right. Okay, well, are you ready to talk some college basketball? I think we're talking about Ohio State today also, aren't we?
That is correct. Go Bucks.
I can't say that out loud and feel okay with myself, but go you.
Well, I'm a new Ohio State fan as an Ohio State parent, so.
Fair enough. All right, well, I'm going to start out in the Big Ten, but not with that matchup. We're going to talk about Wisconsin and Michigan, all right? So Wisconsin 17-10. They're number 4 in the Big Ten, and they are looking to keep climbing here. They're only 4-6 on the road, though, but they have had 4 wins in a row. This was a team that I kind of liked and then I kind of discounted, and now they're really showing up and saying, like, hey, we're here to play. They're coming off a win against Rutgers, 79-71, but they're cruising into Ann Arbor. Not an easy joint to play in. Michigan is 18-9. They're number 19 in the country, number 7 in the Big Ten, and they are 10-4 at home. I love seeing these guys on the court. They are doing a great job. They've won 5 in a row. Isaiah Livers and Franz Wagner are like so fun to watch. Beat Purdue 71-63. I'm seeing Michigan as a home favorite, -6.5 with a total of 131.5. Where do you stand here?
Yeah, well, this might be a game that, Allie, you would like, because I think with a great matchup where Wisconsin is tremendous at shooting the three, 40% of their points come from three-point land, but then conversely, Michigan's very good at defending the three. And rather than saying, who's going to win that matchup, I really think, if anything, there's going to be some adjustments, and we could see that Wisconsin could go in some 2-3 minute stretches where they're going to hit a bunch of threes and then maybe go in a couple stretches where they're not. So the reason I said it might be a great game for you, I know you said you love the action of a live line, and I think you could probably wind up getting some good middles here on both the side and total, because I do think, like I said, Wisconsin's going to go in some scoring streaks and then some scoring droughts. Michigan, they're 7th in the country in defending the three, but with Wisconsin having 5 players that have 25 or more three-point shots, and then they got a 6th player who's got a very high percentage, I do think, like I said, they'll make those adjustments and eventually hit them. But still, all in all, as far as my game pick, I'm going to go with my computer projections. Like I said, I have 3 computer projections that I definitely like and respect, and they kind of lean a little bit towards the over here, although, not really actually by all that much, but I still think all in all, it will be an over, because I do think that, as you said, with Livers back in the lineup for Michigan, they're both deep and hot. Wisconsin, they're very deep as far as three-point shooters. So I do think there are going to be a lot of points here, and I do think this game will sneak over the total.
All right. Love it when it's deep and hot. Moving on to the Pac-12. Colorado and California. Colorado's 21-7. They're number 21 in the country, number 4 in the Pac-12. They like to score and they like to defend. I've been a Colorado fan this season, I must say. They did just lose on their home court to a UCLA team that I'm not super crazy about, 70-63, and their road record is only 4-4. But they're going to California. California just cannot pull anything together. They're 11-16. They're a horrid road team, but they are 10-5 at home. They've won only 1 of their last 5. They lost to Washington 87-52. That's 35 freaking points, man. It's too late in the season to be losing like that. They are looking to redeem themselves, but this is kind of like one of those teams that I feel like has given up and they just don't care anymore. I'm seeing Colorado -9 and a total of 128. Seems a little low, but Cal just doesn't score. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, well, Allie, you better be a little careful. I heard you say some negative things about UCLA. That doesn't go over very well in the Picks and Parlays radio network. So
I like Nick Cronin a lot. It's just I wasn't a big Steve Alford fan, and so I know he's moved to Reno, and I like Nick Cronin from Cincinnati, right? That's who's there now, right? Nick Cronin?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. I like him a lot, and I thought the program would do a lot better than it is, but, he's rebuilding. He's making it happen. We'll give him some time. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not usually a big believer in the quote-unquote they quit theory. However, conversely, I looked it up and my theory turned out to be correct, although nothing that overwhelming. But big road favorites generally do better late in the season. And it makes sense because when you have in the case of Colorado, they're going to be in the big dance unless there's a total collapse. So there's not enormous pressure. But then again, conversely, they can be in statement mode where they're playing for seeding. So there's plenty of motivation to annihilate their foes. And especially when you win on the road and late in the year, that can really, kind of impress the committee. That being said, this Pac-12 race, it's the tightest in the country. So as far as winning it and as far as seeding in the conference tournament, there is some enormous pressure there. My computer projections do have, them all, as they usually do, close to the numbers, but 2 of the 3 especially have Colorado covering by a bucket, which when it comes to computer projections, 2 points is big. 69-60. 69-57, and 67-58. And like I said, handicapping sometimes is about these small edges and the fact that big favorites do well pretty late in the season for those exact reasons I said. I will definitely lean towards Colorado here.
All right, the Duff Man says take Colorado, lay the 9 points. Now we're going to go to your Big Ten big game. Ohio State 18-9. They're 15-11 against the spread. I do like that. 23 in the country, number 10 in the Big Ten. They just won at home versus a Maryland team that I have a future on. 79-72. They've won 3 of their last 5, but they're only 3-6 on the road. But good news, you're going to play Nebraska. They're 7-20. They're only 5-9 at home. Lost 12 in a row. Most of them were not even close games. I kind of wonder if this is maybe a look-ahead spot for Ohio State, going to play Michigan next. But it might be a look-ahead spot for Nebraska because, like, look ahead to the next season. So I'm showing Ohio State minus 8.5 and a total of 145. Where are we going with this one? Doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, I always warn people against, overreacting to games they saw, especially if they saw it in person. I did have the pleasure, quote unquote, of seeing Nebraska earlier this year at Georgia Tech, and they were really a terrible team. But Ohio State's very similar to what we said about Colorado. Barring a collapse, of course, they're going to be in the tournament. A lot of people think they're a lot more talented. Remember, they went in that big slump, kind of in the middle of the season. But I do think Ohio State,
they were playing like really hot teams at that time too. That was like they were buzzing through the. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, and you are correct. And again, I think just based on the people that really know the personnel, I think it's generally believed that among the people who study personnel closely that Ohio State is among the more talented teams in the country. And I think it's a little bit of payback time. And again, they've got that combination of minimal pressure. Again, it would take a total collapse for them to miss the tournament. So now they're playing to really impress the committee. They're playing an inferior team on the road, so therefore they do have that motivation to really come up with some style points here on the road as well. Independent computer projections do have Ohio State winning 77-67, 79-65, and 77-68, and all those do exceed the number. Plus, like I said, I think the quote-unquote intangibles also favor Ohio State because I think they're more talented than the record, and for the reasons, we stated a couple times, I do think big road favorites are pretty good plays late in the year. So I will go with the Ohio State.
Laying the 8.5. All right. Yeah, that's like, it's not a big win for them, but it's a huge loss for them. If you lose to Nebraska, that's bad news. Okay, so last one, we've only got a couple minutes left. Oregon State and the Oregon Ducks. I'm stoked about this matchup. State is 15-12. Ducks are 21-7. Ducks are 14-0 at home, though. Oregon State beat them when they were Oregon State beat them when they played at Oregon State. Total score was 63-53. That was a really exciting matchup. But I definitely think the Ducks are going to have a revenge factor here in Eugene. Oregon minus 10.5. I've seen that total start at 139 and go to 136.5. Your thoughts in under 2 minutes?
Yeah, and we've talked about, I've said it many times, that the revenge angle, if anything, is overrated. Usually the team that wins the first matchup is a pretty good bet in the second matchup. They've actually won 3 straight in the series, and one of the reasons is they've slowed down Oregon's guard Peyton Pritchard. They really matched up pretty well against him, although Oregon getting Nafali Dante and Francis Okoro have been in and out of the lineup. They both should play. Dante looks like he's going to play after missing about 9 games, although he's going to be limited. 5-star recruit, has missed more than he's played this year, but a guy with a great upside, to say the least. The independent computer projections, 72-65, 74-64, and 76-66, all in favor of Oregon. But all in all, I do think that with Oregon, with some players back in this lineup, and the computer projections seem to lean towards saying this is going to be a little bit higher scoring game. As you said, it's already dropped. I do think the over is a pretty strong play here.
I love that's exactly what I thought too. All right, play the over in the Oregon State-Oregon game. Go Ducks, lick those beeves. All right, Joe, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'll catch you next week. And you guys stick around. I'll be right back with some NBA action with Sean Higgs. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, I've been promising it all episode. There's only 4 NBA games on the card for Thursday, and we've got them all. Here to guide us through them, I've got Sean Higgy Pop. Sean Higgs, how you doing?
What do you say? Plus money, honey. How are you tonight?
I'm good, as always. So,
right.
yeah, we got some good basketball to talk about here.
Yeah, we're all right. Well, listen, we got the Knicks and Philly, no line on that game, and how are we gonna get a line? Already without Simmons, Embiid goes out in this game.
Yep.
They take a loss in Cleveland, so I don't know. This would be a spot anyway. It's probably would have been a big number. The Knicks are the Knicks. They're playing for a nice draft pick, but 27-2 straight up for the Sixers at home. I don't know. You got to see what this number comes out. I don't even know where it's going to be without those two guys. It should be interesting. I don't know. I might actually, you love your dogs. Maybe money line the Knicks here, the Sixers. Now without two guys, let's see, what kind of heart they have. Who knows? I mean, if this line comes out like 4 or 5, it tells you all you need to know about this game.
Right.
But
I don't feel like I'm a handicapper. I'm not a gambler per se. So putting money on the Knicks, I'm going to need double digits, and I might need like someone else to go out also on the 76ers because their home record is just no joke. 27-2. I mean, come on. What is it about? What is it about Philly that's how they play at home?
Yeah, but then you look at their road record. They got now 21 road losses.
Garbage.
So what are they? That's definitely not a team that's going to advance probably past the second round. That's on a championship caliber team for sure. If you're going to lose 20, losing to Cleveland, I don't care who you are with that. Can't be losing to Cavaliers.
And the Knicks have lost 4 in a row, but you know what? The thing I like about the Knicks is that they freaking cover, man. They're 30-26 against the spread, so that just goes to show you how much they're underestimated.
Yeah. Well, that also goes into the overinflated on the other side of things. Like we're talking a team like the Sixers are 27-2 at home. So it's a little bit of both. When you have a bad team, everybody's like, well, who wants to bet them? So they have to keep tricking that number up and up, and then you get a nice winning record on a dog like that. But it's tough. Listen, I like my dogs, but sometimes it's just hard pulling triggers on ugly dogs. People don't like to do it.
Yeah, well, so many people walk into the sports book with like no information, and they look at 2 season records, and they're like, okay, I'll pick this one. This was easy. It's like that's not how you pick your winners. That's not how you pick it.
Yeah, it's tough. You gotta really gotta put aside put the blinders on and be like, I like this number for that reason, and that's that. You can't really get focused on things like bad records when they make you money. That's why you got to take them.
Yep. Absolutely. I like first halves when it comes to like bad record and good record. I always feel like the bad record is going to play real hard in the first half, then they might gas out. So I like to take like plus a nice amount of points in the first half because I think the first half is like the great equalizer, especially in college.
And most times the first half you could, the numbers pretty much for the points are right. The total's usually a little lower based on, there's fouling and stuff in the second half, so that kind of goes up there. But first half, taking the dogs, it's a good spot because if they're a dog for a reason, the town is going to, as the game gets longer, as I say, long enough timeline, kind of separate the men from the boys, as they say. Cream rises to the top.
Indeed. All right, so let's talk about a game that we do have a line on. All right, we're going to talk Portland and Indiana. Trailblazers are 26-33. Both of these teams are really looking to improve. Neither one are like horrible teams, but they've kind of in a bad spot as of late. Trailblazers are 4-6 in their last 10, coming off a home loss to the Celtics. 118-106. They did not cover the plus 7 points they got at home, and they're 10-20 on the road. And to add insult to injury, Dame Time is still out, but he is going to travel with the team. Now, Indiana, 34-24, they were rocking and rolling for a while there. They're only 3-7 in their last 10. They were on a 6-game losing streak, but they seem to be turning that around. They did win 3 of their last 5. The last one was at Charlotte, or at home against Charlotte, 119-80. That's freaking convincing. That's a good 30-point win, but I mean, 40-point win, but I mean, you're playing Charlotte, so does it really even count? News is Jeremy Lamb is out. He tore his meniscus and his ACL in their loss against Toronto. On Sunday, I'm showing the Pacers as a home favorite minus 9.5 and a total of 218.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. And, that is a big number. I get, Lillard's out.
It
The
is.
guy's great. But McCollum, he's been putting up some points. He's been trying to fill the shoes a little bit, doing a little more than he usually does. I don't know. I could 9.5. I just don't see the way the Pacers have been playing. Are they going to cover, basically 10 points at home here? I don't know. The way I look at it, I see this as like a 5 or 6 point game. I just can't justify 9.5. I think it's way too many. I'm going to dog it up here. I'm going to take the 9.5 points with the Trailblazers.
All right.
As I said, it's good that he's traveling with the team. That shows that, he's not sitting home like, oh, I'm out for a couple weeks or whatever. He might be, not that he's going to play this game. Obviously, the 9.5 tells you he's not suiting up. But listen, it's good for the team that he's there. And again, McCollum's been playing pretty well without him. So,
Yeah.
no, he needs a big game. Pacers, again, you mentioned 3-7. 10 points, that's a big number. They got to win by 10 for us not to get the win. So I'm good. 9.5 is a nice number. Portland's still a decent team, even without Dame. I mean, you lose a guy like that. But that being said, I'll still take the 9.5.
All right. Higgy's doing the dog catcher. Take 9.5
That's it.
with the Trailblazers. Okay, so we're going to go for a little in-state rivalry. It's the LA Lakers and Golden State Warriors. The Lakers are 44-12, incredibly impressive. They've won their last 6 in a row. They're 8-2 in the last 10 games. They've been at home for 3 in a row. Just won against the Pelicans, 118-109. But now they're hitting the road. They're 23-5 on the road. That's a killer record. And they're going to Golden State that has a dead record, 12-46. 12 games you have managed to win this year, Golden State. They're 7-22 at home. They've lost 7 straight, just coming off a loss against the Kings, 112-94. This is their 4th home game in a row, so maybe that's something. They're 2-8 in the last 10. I'm showing Lakers as a big road favorite, minus 13.5, and a total at 225.5. Where do we go with this one?
That's it. And you mentioned it, 7 wins at home for Golden State, 7 straight losses. How about 7 straight home losses to boot? 7s are wild here.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, what did you expect with no Clay, no Curry,
No Steph,
no Durant, no Draymond Green's gone? I mean, this team was going to struggle this year, and hello, you're struggling. And I know Clay's supposed to come back this week, or not Clay, excuse me. Steph's supposed to be back. Why? I mean, you got some parts in there. Find some pieces to your team that you can put around Clay and Green and Steph when he's back in the fold. I don't know what the rush is when you got 12 wins. I don't know what the, I mean, you're going to get a good draft pick. What are you doing, Golden State? But that being said, listen, here come LA Lakers. And it's a big number. You got to feel for the Pelican backers. Getting 8.5 the other day. They barely eked out they lose a cover there for them. But I'm actually going to take the home dog here. 13 points. Again, the Lakers going to come in here and say, let's crush Golden State. I mean, you already did that. We did that already. They're going to go through the motions. Can they win this by 20 going through the motions? Absolutely. But play for something, Golden State. Here come the Lakers, best team in the land. LeBron's kicking up 40, guys showing no signs of aging. I mean, the guy's a beast. Really, it's just amazing. But I'm going to take the 13 points here. Here's a little thing. Home dogs are 9 or more. I'm seeing at a 15-6 record, so that's in our favor here. We're going to take the 13.5 here with Golden State. Another dog for us. It's a dog night here on the show.
I love it. It's my kind of night. It's the night I get to host. We're dog catching. So a quick question about the Lakers. Do you think because they are playing the Warriors and, such huge favorites, are they going to play all the superstars? Do you think LeBron's going to play his full amount of minutes and Anthony Davis? Or do you think they might, get some bench time in?
Well, I think they could get the bench time in. I mean, this isn't a game LeBron has to play 40 minutes. I mean, they should win this one going away. They're just that much better. But, can you see LeBron? Could you see him take him a night off here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, come on, these guys.
That's why I asked.
And it's weird. Well, it's weird that you get the line already, which is why it's kind of shocking. So they're not really thinking he might take off. But can you see a 20-minute game from him if it's something big? Yeah. I mean, why not? That's something you have to think about when you have a good team like that who's, let's be honest, they're locked into the 1 seed. On the other flip side of that, the Clippers better start playing their guys because they brought a bunch of guys in on trades. They got new players in there off of free agency. They got to start working their kinks out are going to end up like the Cavaliers when they brought in their 3 guys for brand new. The Warriors did the same thing. Miami Heat. You bring in all these guys, it takes time to gel. You just can't. It doesn't work like that. We've seen it fail in the past in the NBA. They better get their acts together.
Yeah.
But we're
Yes,
taking Golden
indeed.
State in this game. Forget about that clip.
Yes, Golden State, take all the points, 13.5 with Golden State. We're dog catching today. I got to stop saying that.
Yes.
Okay, for our last game, everybody, we're going streaking. So Sacramento Kings have won 3 in a row. OKC has won 4 in a row. Kings are 24-33 on the season. They've won 3 in a row. Their last 2 were on the road at the Warriors, 112-94. They've also beat the Clippers and the Grizzlies, so they're not playing, schmuckety schmucks. They're 12-18 on the road. Isn't bad. I've seen worse, right? We just talked about worse. Yeah. OKC Thunder, 36-22. They've won their 4 in a row. It was a close one at the Bulls, 124-122. Dennis Schroeder was really the star of that game. He had 21 points and some killer defense, especially in the fourth quarter, helped him with that win. They've got a home record of 19-12. And again, with the ATS, 38-19 against the spread. That's really the impressive stat here, if anything else is. I'm seeing the Thunder at -6.5. I think that's a decent number. And the total at 223. Got about 3 minutes left. Lay it on me.
I mean, you just mentioned the Thunder, 20 games, basically 20 games over 500 against a number. NBA-wise, that's amazing.
Crazy.
I mean, that's a... And really, who was thinking these guys were even going to be playoff bound after everything they've gone through, trading from Durant to Harden to Westbrook? I mean, just down the line, getting rid of people. And here they are, 36-22. Wow. But you know what? We're taking another dog here with the Kings. But Kings at 18-12 on the road. Not a bad little doggy number for us here. And they're on a 7-3 ATS run themselves. I got Healed. I got Fox. I got guys that can shoot the ball. I don't know. I like the Kings. They're a young team. I don't see them quitting. I mean, they're not one of the teams I'm looking at like kind of like a Knick team that's terrible. I mean, these guys get something to play for. They're trying to get better. So I don't think they're mailing it in, and I think they're gonna knock off the thing. This is out of all the dogs that we took, I think this is the one that's gonna be our money line winner tonight.
All right, so money line with the Kings. I like that.
Yeah.
And you can always take a little insurance and get yourself 6.5 points. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we got just a minute or so to go. I just wanted to ask you real quick. Do you have any NBA
plus
futures?
2.25 right now. 2.25 right now.
2.25.
Plus 225 for the money line here for our Kings. Future wise, I saw him pop up the other day.
I didn't mean to curse.
I think I saw the Raptors at 900 plus 900 out of the East.
Wow. Okay.
I take a shot at that. Everybody's loving the Bucks, and why not love the Bucks? I'm not sold on the Sixers. The Celtics are a great, very deep team, but if I get good value on defending champs, a team playing with a chip on their shoulders, they've played Milwaukee pretty tough. I know. Listen, when you start playing, one game at a time, you got to win 4 games. Giannis could score 70 or something. I mean, the guy's, wow. He just, there's no words for how good he is. But that being said, I'm getting that kind of number, defending champs with it.
I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. We're running out of time. Thank you so much, though, Higgs. If you're feeling froggy, take a doggy. Raptors. That was Sean Higgs. We'll be right back after this. Hey guys, and welcome back. We have had a show that was jam-packed with free picks for you today. Thank you to all of our guests. So if you missed anything, don't worry about it. You can always look back, or you could grab a pen and paper and I'll recap all the picks for you right here. So we started off with Alex Smarty Pants Smart in our NHL Rapid Fire. Florida and Toronto, he says take Florida. The Rangers and Montreal, take the Rangers plus 110. In Dallas and Boston, let's take the under 5 in that one. St. Louis and the Islanders, we're going to go under in that one as well. Up next, we had the Duff Man, Joe Duffy, talking about college hoops. Wisconsin and Michigan, take the over in that one. Colorado and Cal, get on Colorado. Ohio State at Nebraska, take the Ohio State University. Oregon State at Oregon State at Oregon, take the over. A lot of O's there. And then we wrap things up with Sean Higgs and his NBA analysis. Sean says, Portland at Indiana, take Portland plus the 9.5. Sacramento Kings at OKC, take Sacramento plus the 6.5. And the in-state rivalry Lakers at Warriors, get on those home dogs. Take the Warriors at plus 13. Thanks as always for joining us. And before I let you go, let me remind you about that promo code. Go to picksandparlays.net, search through all of our 35 expert handicappers, find the one you like, load up your card, and then use the promo code BOX, B-O-X, and it'll save you 15% at checkout. I love these rapid fires and these short videos because you get to interview your handicappers and get to know them a little bit before you go buy into them. But trust me, you want to check out the site. There's a lot of handicappers you never even see come on the show that are doing phenomenal, and we have all of their records, their cash totals. It's all posted right there on the site for you to see, and it's definitely worth a look. We're here every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. Don't forget to check us out at picksandparlays.net. I'm Allie Burns. Bet, win, repeat.